I'll go ahead and just record. So simply put, we are not meeting in person today because my kid is sick, my wife is sick, and I may or may not be sick. Honestly, it's hard for me to tell the difference between just normal, very dry humidity settings and starting to get congestion. But who knows? Best not to risk it with the triple whammy we've got going on of RSV, COVID, and flu. And, just assorted other colds. So I urge all of you to to take whatever precautions you need to stay safe. I urge you all to, make sure that you get your vaccinations for what you can. And I urge you to just basically be sensible. If you feel uncomfortable with coming to class in person, please know that I'm okay with that. Please know that I'd rather you try, you'd be online via Zoom, and taking care of yourself rather than you being in class and being miserable. Okay. So for today, let's just go ahead and grab what we've got upcoming. So share screen, announcements. So forthcoming, right? We've got an exam coming up on Friday. Friday will be your exam. I will send out an email about it. It's going to work. It will ideally work the exact same way as your exam did as your first exam, with one key difference, which is that, two key differences. The group exam will have a portion. The group exam will have a question and content on it that is not on the solo exam. I'm specifically referring to Huffman and coding. That will be on the group exam and not on the solo portion of the exam. The other thing, I may also put the hash table on the group part and hash table coding on the group part and omit it from the solo portion. It's all about figuring out how I want to divvy this up. So there will be stuff on the group portion that was not on the solo portion. I will send that out in an email to make sure. But basically, again, this exam goes all the way up through hash tables. That being said, this is not a cumulative exam. So you don't have to worry about how to code linked lists or anything like that, right? You might have to use a list as part of solving a problem, but you know how to make a list. Just use new array list or new linked list, but you don't have to actually code like any internals or anything, if that makes sense. Right? I don't think there's any questions that would accomplish that, but that would need that, but I'm just trying to get that across. Similarly, the stacks and queues, that's only going to really be covered in like the first section, which data structure you would choose. The exam I have given you is a good representation, albeit a very, very, it's much longer one than you should expect to do. Okay. So any questions about the upcoming exam? Again, I will send out more details as I finalize the exam and can give you definitives about like question numbers and what's on the group exam versus what's on the solo exam. Everybody understand? Okay, chat message. Awesome. Is this video going to be posted? I would hope so. All right, give me one. All right, give me 1 sec. Pause. And sorry, I've got a very upset kid. I need to try to quiet down. Recording resumed. Okay, sorry about that. I'm really, really sorry about that. He was having a bit of a issue with pancakes staying stacked, and did not understand that his protestations to the fact were being extremely distracting for me teaching. So, okay. Now with regards to our assignments, right? I've posted the code. I've shared the code on Discord for the Cheater's Hangman. You have plenty of time to work on that. Again, if you're behind on other work, please get it done when you can. Okay, yeah, that's a good point. So what is exam 2 going to cover? So the practice exam is a excellent representation of what will be covered. Okay, so you're going to get a question like this asking, hey, which of the data structures we've currently learned fits the scenario? It is multiple choice, but I think now is a good time to say that all questions are essay questions, including the multiple choice. If you have a justification for your answer, then please post it. I'm not going to post a answer key. I will go over the exam in full on Thursday. That fair? So there's going to be also questions like this for your trees and your the trees and the vocabulary. Please refer back to the tree definition quizzes and the tree recursion quiz for the kind of questions you'd expect. Those are great representations of that. Here I tell you to draw those things because it's on paper. I'm not going to ask you to do any drawing this time around. Instead, I might ask you to say, here's a tree. Which nodes do I have to remove to make it full? Which nodes do I have to, which nodes need children added to them to make it complete? Those kind of questions. Make sense? So I'm not going to ask you to, I'm not going to ask you to draw that. Here again, it's paper exam, so I expect you to do drawing. I justify giving you the practice exam with drawing because I think that makes it a lot more, that gives you a lot more practice on it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a series of of add operations, and I'm going to ask you to in multiple choice choose the resulting tree. Similar for remove, I'll give you a tree and say I'm removing these items. Which is the tree that we should get? Okay, so you can see that a lot of this is just basically saying is a lot of things that can be keyed to multiple choice. A similar question for heaps. Going to ask you to add stuff to a heap and tell me what the resulting heap is. Huffman coding, again, this I can guarantee will be on the group portion. Not on the solo portion. This is not going to be on the solo portion. This portion will be on the group portion. Please refer to my video on that if there's confusion over it. In the past, when I've done questions like this is the one where people stumble the most. So please be able, please go over this. The coding questions, I currently plan on doing like 2 tree coding questions. One being used to do the other. So here what we've got is we've got, this is an example of maybe something that's like as difficult as the first half. This one is different, but was probably a bit harder than the question I'm going to ask you to solve. And this one is definitely harder than the one I'd ask you to solve. If a map question, there will be a map question on there. It will look something like this, which is a counting map question, given something counts arbitrary stuff. And if you've been attentive during the videos, you will know what the question will be. Okay. There's only so many variations on this. So if you've been attentive during the videos, you will know what kind of question I'm about to ask for this. And then this is, again, a harder variation. I will ask you a question, an analysis question. It's not nearly as worth as many points there. I might make up a new analysis question, but it's generally going to be something along the lines of either, so it might be a tree question, it might be a hash question. Although I honestly like the tree questions. Okay. So this is, again, this is a much longer exam, but I always think that it is great to give you tons of more practice than you actually need. Okay. All right. Any other questions? The last thing I should note is that once you are done with the hangman assignment, which again, you could do that to do, you could do Wordle instead. Once you're done with that assignment, you are free to use whatever programming language you want to solve the problems. To solve the question, the remaining homework. So that would be the sorting algorithm homework and the 2 graph homeworks. Okay. So if there's no other questions, then here's the plan for today's lecture, which is I will stop recording. I will split us up into breakout rooms, and I will make my way through the breakout rooms to take demos or to assist you. Sound good? If you have no need to stay, if you have no need to demo or to stay, I will not be offended if you decide to just simply bail and, take whatever time you need to do. Okay. So I will go ahead and stop recording.